All right, shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to start off by giving all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kodash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, which are the men that rule and teach well. And peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. All right, as always. So, real quick, I wanted to touch on this topic. It was just on my spirit to make this video. I was going to make it at a different time, but it kind of just hit me right now to make it. All right, because touching on the topic of those that are new to the truth, right? Are you supposed to leave your spouse? Now, I was gonna add if they're an unbeliever, but I keep the title. I try to keep the title as short as possible. But yeah, are you supposed to leave your spouse if they're a non-believer, right? Because you have camps out there that, because what's the short answer? No, you're not supposed to just leave your spouse because you're in the truth and they're not, right? Because Apostle Paul touched on it in Corinthians, so I'm going to read that. But the short answer is no, because at the end of the day, well, first off, I want to say, beware of those other camps, because there's other camps out there, all right, like IUIC, all right, and I don't know if Zabak and his camp still teaches that, you're supposed to leave. If your man is not in the truth, you're supposed to leave him. And if your woman is not in the truth, all right. I don't know if they still teach that, but that's very much so wrong against the scriptures. Okay. Yes, that you're not supposed to just leave your significant other, all right, or your spouse, all right, because they're a non-believer, all right. And we're gonna go into how to actually handle it according to the scriptures, right? How you're supposed to go about things according to the Bible, because truthfully, those other camps, what they're teaching you to do is to commit adultery, all right, if you're a woman. And if you're a man, all right, that has a woman, they're teaching you to cause your woman to commit adultery, all right? So this is Proverbs 6:32. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul, right? So the fact that those whole camps, and mind you, these are men that are leaders that have known the Israelites for decades, right? They're teaching you to leave your woman, or for you women to leave your man to be with a man that's in the truth, or for you Israelite men to leave your woman for a woman that's in the truth. They lack understanding, because if you had understanding of the scriptures, you'd know that if you tell a man, all right, to leave his woman, that woman is now being caused to commit adultery. Now she's being caused to go transgress, because what's she going to do? Especially if you're younger, she's going to go find another man. Now you just caused her, all right, to commit adultery. And for you women that are believers, all right, which, they prey on the women, man. That's why you see a lot of women in their camps. That's why they be having women. That's why they be having their wives at the camp, because that's what they about. That's something they weird about. They weird, man. I remember, what's his name? Chief Priest Ephraim was saying, how come we never see, when he was talking about GMS, he was like, how come we never see their wives? What you want to see another man's wife for, man? What you worried about the women for, right? But hey, that's how you know those men lack understanding. Whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding, right? And so much so, because first off, that's adultery, man. To teach a woman to leave her man for a man that's in the truth. That's doesn't matter if her husband's in the truth or not. That's still his wife. All right. Even Joseph. Look at our forefathers, man. Joseph, right? Even he had the common sense to know to not sleep with the Pharaoh's woman. Was it Pharaoh Salakia? It was a higher up in Egypt, right? He knew it was Potiphar, the man's name. He knew not to sleep with his wife, because that's adultery. Even he had the common sense to know not to do something like that, even though he was a heathen, even though she was a heathen, Salak. Even he had the common sense that adultery is adultery. It doesn't matter which way you put it. It doesn't matter if someone is a non-believer or not. That's the thing, man. Those men, they lack understanding of the scriptures, because first off, where is that in the Bible? Where do you get that from? Where in the scriptures did it say for you to leave someone that's a non-believer? Anyway, so let me get Matthew 19:4. All right, let's get some scriptures to cut that, because ain't no point in getting emotional and upset about it. The truth is that at the end of the day, what do the scriptures say? Matthew chapter 19, verse 4. And he answered and said unto them, have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female? And said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. Now, twain means two, right? So them two being one flesh, how do they become one flesh? That's pretty obvious, through intercourse, man. When a man and a woman sleep with each other, right? The woman and the man, they leave their families to be together and to become their own family, their own house, right? The man continues his father's legacy, his father's last name. They have a family, and the legacies, that bloodline continues, right? Them being two are now one, right? Because that woman now belongs to that man. They have slept together. He broke through the hymen. That's his woman, right? We know in these times, not all of us, are gonna, be with a woman that's never been with a man before, but nonetheless, the woman that you've slept with, that's now your wife, right? So it says, wherefore they are no more twain or two, but one flesh. What therefore the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, hath joined together, let not man put asunder. Right? So you so-called Israelite leaders, the fact that you're breaking households like that, you're going off. You are transgressing against the Heavenly Father, because the Most High did not cause that to separate. Because when you read the scriptures, there's instances where the Most High will separate a righteous woman from an unrighteous man, because he'll put the man to death and then give a righteous woman to a righteous man. And that's different. You are not supposed to be doing that. You yourself should not authoritate that. You are now within the line of judgment for doing that. All right? You've committed a sin by doing that. You've transgressed the Heavenly Father. All right, which is the spirit. Last night we was having class on Samuel, and the main point was pride and rebellion, and that's exactly what these Israelite camps are doing, man. They prideful and rebellious. That's why they teach things like that. What they're teaching is not scriptural, man. It doesn't even sound right when you really think about it. All right, it's like, yo, hold up. So, can you imagine you a man, you just minding your own business, don't know anything about the truth. Your woman been watching YouTube videos, and she talk about, I gotta leave you now because you're a non-believer. That's what my Israelite leader said. And it's like, yo, who the F is that guy? Let me talk to that man, right? That'll boil your blood. Another man telling your woman to leave you for a man that's in the truth. Man, what? That's fighting words, man. That's how you know that's wrong. All right? It just don't sit right. It don't sit right with your spirit when you hear that. Because you're like, yo, man, nah, that ain't right, man. There's something off about that. And it is. That's causing a woman to commit adultery. All right? That's causing a man, if a man leaves a woman let me not get ahead of myself. Nonetheless, verse 6, wherefore they are no more two or twain, but one flesh. What therefore the Most High hath joined together, let not man put asunder, meaning break it apart. No man, all right, is ever supposed to do something like that. Because that's not of you. When the Most High puts a couple together, all right, that's something that the Most High ordained. You ain't supposed to be even touching that. That ain't none of your business. All right. So now let me get into the advice. 1 Corinthians 7:7. For I would that all men were even as myself, which Apostle Paul, he didn't deal with women. He was very zealous for the truth, for this truth, and for Yahushai, his Lord Yahushai, our Lord Yahushai, right? So he wasn't having dealings with women, right? But every man hath his proper gift of the Most High, one after this manner, and another after that, right? Because not every man has the lot of being a eunuch, right? Or not dealing with women while being in the truth. Especially if you're young in this faith, man. When you get into this faith, for you younger brothers that's coming in, don't try to be over righteous and try to be a eunuch and not deal with women, all right, at all, completely. You can cripple yourself, because at the end of the day, we're still in flesh that requires that. Yes, it requires that. You need that. You need to feed that part of your body, all right, or else it's going to do nothing but hinder you. Trust and believe, okay? Don't be over righteous, right? Because, hey, this is the more, men that are older in the faith, men that are, late 60s and early 70s and things like that. It's easier for them to not deal with women. They're getting older. It's different. But if you're a young man, even in your early 30s, mid 30s, you still have that lust, that desire to have a woman. And ain't nothing wrong with that, right? In righteousness. So it says, I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I, right? For the unmarried and the widows that don't have a husband, right? It's better for them to be even as Paul is, right? Where he's not dealing with anybody. But if they cannot contain, let them marry. For it is better to marry than to burn, right? Which Apostle Paul is saying. All right, and that's for unmarried and widows, for you unmarried brothers don't have a woman, ain't nothing wrong, if you can't contain yourself to have a woman. And no, you don't got to go searching for a sister that says she's in the truth. I wouldn't recommend it personally, no offense to the sisters that's sincere and honest. All right, but there's a lot, the ones that's out there, usually they ain't right, but nonetheless. Oh, and for the sisters, I know the Apostle Tahar made a video where he said, for the sisters that are single or they see a brother they like, do what they do, right? In righteousness. All right. But it says, I don't want to touch too much on that. So it says, for it is better to marry than to burn, right? Find a significant other, ain't nothing wrong with it. All right. In righteousness. Okay. So it says, unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord. Let not the wife depart from her husband. You see? This is literally, Apostle Paul even said, I didn't say this. The Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai commanded this. So if you teach a woman to leave her man and a man to leave her woman, you are transgressing the laws of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, man. And you are well within the lines of judgment. And the judgment, hey, you know the rest. All right? I'm going to read it again, man. 1 Corinthians 7 and 10. For you Israelite so-called leaders, I say so-called leaders because y'all not leading the right way. This is in 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter. Now, Sakari, I know they don't believe in Apostle Paul's word no more, apparently. So I don't know what those guys is on no more. But who knows what they teach about this? I don't want to bear false witness, so I'm not going to say nothing. But I do know that in IUIC, they teach that garbage, man. All right? I don't know if the Bach and them still teach this, to leave your significant other if they're not in the truth. But hey, I'm going to read it again for them. For all of you, not just for them. This goes to all of us. We all need to be teaching the right thing, 1 Corinthians 7 and 10, and unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord, let not the wife depart from her husband, right? But if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife. Now, let me touch on that verse 11, because it says, but if she depart, let her remain unmarried, because if she tries to remarry or has sex with another man, she has now committed adultery. So if you tell a woman to leave her man because she's not in the truth, all right, and she gets with a so-called brother that's in the truth, right, that's adultery. She just committed adultery. That's against the scriptures, and the judgment for adultery is death. Don't play with that. For real. It says, and let not the husband put away his wife, right? Because you're not supposed to just put away, even Yahweh Shai rebuked people for putting away their wives unrighteously. Because what? Now you causing her to commit adultery, Hey, if you a brother and you just, leave a chick that's 2021, she going to get with another man, she going to commit adultery, man. She young, Now she's, now she's in the lines of judgment. Now she's within that realm of judgment, right? So it says, verse 11, I'll read it again. But if she depart, let her remain unmarried or be reconciled to her husband. Right? Because if a woman leaves her man, all right, she's not supposed to be with another man. She got to come back to that man, all right? Or else, or unless that man, pass away or something like that. That's different. She's no longer under that law, right? It says, let not the husband put away his wife, right? Because you're not, you ain't supposed to just unrighteously put away a woman for no reason, because now you causing her to commit adultery. And yes, that's the thing. Verse 12, but to the rest speak I, not the Lord, right? This is advice. If any brother hath a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away, right? So if you were the woman that doesn't believe, all right, that does not believe, You don't have to put her away if y'all are good, if you have a good relationship with that woman. It don't matter if your woman is Catholic, Buddhist, Muslim, all right? If she don't want to leave you, all right, and y'all are good, keep it that way. You know, don't cause her to commit adultery. You know, you just found out about the truth and you're like, damn, you're not in the truth. You don't want to believe. Or if you're with a woman that's just a Christian or something, you know, half-ass Christian, and you tell her about the truth and she don't want to believe, shit, hey, man, but y'all cool. You don't got to leave her. You know, Apostle Paul is giving that advice. You don't have to leave your woman if you're cool. Okay? It says, let me read it again. Verse 12, but to the rest speak I, not the Lord. Salah. But to the rest speak I, not the Lord. Now, this is advice from Paul, right? If any brother hath a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. Right? If y'all cool, keep it that way. You know, and I'll even give this advice, right? Now, I know me personally, I can say I did tell my woman to an extent of what I'm into. Just because, you know, I go out and I teach every Saturday. I can't just make something up every week. You know, that's 52 weeks to 52 excuses, right? As to why I'm not home from 2 to 6 every Saturday, right? You know, saying that you working overtime can only go so far, right? Now, I told my woman to an extent, right? And it was cool. That was it. And I left it at that. I ain't do nothing extra, no extra breakdowns, nothing wild like that. You know, I ain't even, you know, she just said, all right, cool, whatever. It is what it is, right? And hey, it worked out for me. I don't recommend everybody do that, though. I don't recommend that everybody, this is just me. From my experience, I wouldn't, you know, now if they find out that's different, you had no hand in that. Let the Lord handle that. Because, hey, some people won't receive it like that. Some people won't receive it with open arms. You know? I could say my mother, when I first told her about the truth, she thought I was crazy. You know, she was a Christian at one point, but now, you know, things are different. So I wouldn't really recommend, you know, for you to just blatantly declare something like that right away. All right. But hey, that's neither here nor there right now as far as, you know, what should you do? Hey, let the Lord handle it. Let the Spirit do what it do. Right. So, but like, you know, like I was just giving an example with my situation where, you know, a woman that doesn't necessarily believe. All right. But hey, she's cool with what I'm doing. That's all right. Keep it that way. That's how you want to keep it. So it says to dwell. It says, I'm at 13. I'm at 12. And she be pleased to dwell with him. Let him not put her away. Right. You don't have to put your woman away if she's cool about you being the truth. Because some of y'all don't teach. Some of y'all just, you know, believers and things like that. If she cool with it and she continuing to be a Christian, you don't got to rebuke her for being Christian. Hey, just keep it cool. All right. Verse 13. And the woman which hath an husband that believeth not, if she be pleased to dwell with him, if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. Right. For you sisters that believe, but your husbands don't, you don't got to just leave him if y'all cool. All right. This is Apostle Paul's advice, which Apostle Paul is in the Spirit. All right. So, you know, take the advice that he has given. Don't listen to these other Israelite camps telling you to leave. If everything is cool, keep it that way. And that's it. Let the Lord handle the rest. All right, because let me keep reading. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Right. So, you know, those of you that you know, you brothers that might have a woman that doesn't believe, or she's into something else, or she's in a different religion that she can't leave. You know, hey, I'm from you know, the DMV area. I don't know if brothers do or not. You know, but in this area, a lot of you know, a lot of Judites, a lot of Southern Kingdom are Muslim. So, you know, sometimes brothers might have come out of Islam, and they women might continue to be in Islam, but they cool and she's not leaving, and they keep it that way. You know, eventually she might come out of that. You know, especially during Jacob's trouble, everybody gonna be looking for the right God at that time, right? So, you know, and for you, you know, I'm Northern Kingdom, you know, so you know, my woman was a Christian at one point, you know, I don't even remember the denomination, but whatever, man, you know. But everything was cool at first. She continued she was listening to them cringy pastors around me every Sunday, right? But I didn't say nothing of it. I just continued to go to camp on Saturdays and continue to keep the Sabbath and do what I do. Eventually, she started to look at what I was doing, right? So, hey, be cool, all right? Don't do the most. Don't do what these camps teach you, man, these other camps that tell you to leave. No, if you're cool, keep it that way, man. The Most High put that together. Continuing in verse 14. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. Our brother or sister is not under bondage in such cases, but the Most High hath called us to peace. Right. Essentially, everything that happens in your life is through the Spirit, man. Yeah, if you do have a woman that leaves you, and there's no, and she goes and commits adultery, hey, man, leave that where it be. If your man leaves you, leave it where it be. All right? Let the Lord handle the rest. Okay? But as far as if you have a good situation with someone that doesn't believe, all right? Let's say because his brothers, man, I remember that. There's an old man that came to the camp, and he was basically, he wasn't, crying tears, but he was so heartbroken because the church, they basically, because he didn't want to go to church, they basically had his woman leave him, and they've been married for over 30 years, man. That ain't right. Can you imagine? A married couple, 30 years, as soon as they run into Nate, the woman leave him. That's crazy. That's adultery, man. That ain't right. So, hey, if you have a good situation, you don't have to leave your significant other just because they don't believe. Let the Lord handle the rest. Okay? Don't cause your wife to commit adultery. All right? And you women, don't commit adultery on your man by leaving just because he doesn't believe. If y'all have a good situation, keep it that way. So, hey, I really hope this video was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKakodash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, which are the men that rule well, the men that taught us the truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect as always. Shalom.